Hey, welcome to the Legend of Pixels podcast, guys. So, today, I saw a few things that I thought about talking a little bit more about. For one, I would love to talk about more Voltron, because Voltron is an amazing Netflix show, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's basically a modern adaptation of the 1980s Voltron. So, you still have the whole five lines joining into one giant robot, saving the universe, etc., etc. But in my opinion, the characters are a lot better, in terms of just being fleshed out. The storyline is a little bit darker, definitely modern. It takes a lot of modern tropes from TV, movies, and today's anime for sure. Then the 1980s felt a little more. Oh, but you could watch also the 1980s Voltron on Netflix as well. So you can kind of compare the two if you'd like. But I definitely think the fluid animation, they're coming off of like Legend of Korra, Avatar. DreamWorks has done an amazing job making it look slick and just wonderful. So the storyline's great. So I hope you've seen a little bit of Voltron to understand what I'm going to talk about next. But basically, Season 3 is dropping. It's going to be on Netflix on August 4th, which is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, from what I understand, there's only going to be 6 episodes for Season 3. And we were kind of left with a pretty big cliffhanger at the end of Season 2. I'm not going to go into details, obviously spoilers, just because, whoever hasn't seen the show, if you like Legend of Korra, you get that kind of animation style. Same with Avatar. It's very fluid, very fast. You get some of the voice actors as well from Legend of Korra and Avatar. So, Nickelodeon, obviously. So you do have that. You do have the animation. On top of that, you do have funny, awesome stories that tie into an overarching theme. Basically, if you don't know what Voltron is, it's a group of 5 kids, teens, adults. I'm not really sure how to explain what their ages are, but basically 5 of them join together. If they pilot these lions, each lion has their own like special kind of ability, special thing about them. Like one can be really strong and powerful, another one's really fast and can shoot like laser ice beams, stuff like that. Each pilot obviously has their own personalities, but they come together. They save the Princess Allura. She's an Altean. She's been pretty much in stasis for thousands of years, while the Galra, an evil empire, although not all evil, but run by an evil, dictator, basically have taken over most of the universe. They're obviously going to head to Earth at some point. Not really happening right now because the team of Voltron, the Voltron team sets off into the galaxy and starts joining up with Princess Allura and trying to, hone their own abilities, trying to understand their lions. They all need to create a special bond to create Voltron and use him at his peak, which pretty much happens by Season 2. They're pretty in sync. And they have, like I said, very, very deep, rich storytelling with Voltron, especially the whole thing with the Black Lion, which, again, not going to go into just because I don't want to go into spoilers. But by the end of Season 2, you're pretty much left with a pretty big cliffhanger, but still very satisfied with where a lot of, the story elements have played out. You're kind of happy at that point. So now that we're hearing that Season 4 is dropping, it's dropping August 4th. This is coming out of San Diego Comic-Con during a panel. It's awesome. It's amazing, but it's only 6 episodes. Oh, wait a minute, 6 episodes? 7 episodes. Why? Why would you do this when all the other seasons were 13 episodes? Well, it doesn't look like the crew, the main crew of that are actually like developing and drawing and doing all this stuff for Voltron, producing it, is actually responsible for that. It's more like Netflix and DreamWorks that kind of have the final say on that. It seems that although that they're splitting up the season, Dos Santos and Montgomery let me read this. During a press room interviews, both Dos Santos and Montgomery explained that splitting up the season was not their decision. We're a little removed from that strategy, Dos Santos said. We had some input once they came out with some variables, but I think it's a work in progress. Okay, so it wasn't really their decision. They kind of get why they did it, but it's not like they're going to split up the season right in the middle of a two-parter or anything like that. They want to pretty much keep it pretty satisfying for the fans, so they obviously would like to have a way to kind of, it's like a mid-season kind of not a cliffhanger ending, So as long as they do that, I guess that's fine. And it looks like in October we're actually going to get the rest of the season. So we're at least gonna see more Voltron, although less Voltron. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just very weird. And they say here that they aren't sure after season 4 in terms of scheduling or season size, but Montgomery says they aren't going back to a full 13. Okay, so we're kind of stuck with this model, which kind of lame, I guess. I prefer watching my Voltron in a big just chunk, all 13 episodes. But as long as they do it where it kind of makes sense, where they drop it off, and that's what they're trying to say here. So, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Stay tuned. New season Voltron dropping off August 24th. 24th? Oh, wait a minute. What are we reading here? Well, I don't know. The article goes between August 4th on Netflix and August 24th on Netflix. Let's just see here. Voltron Season 3 release. By the way, I'm reading that off of Den of Geek, so I'm not really sure if they got their shit together, because I definitely didn't. Let's see. Okay. Ethnicity of Keith. No, I don't want that. No, yeah, August 4th on Netflix, and then the next 6 episodes after August 4th will be debuted in October. So, I figure at least I can kind of, get some popcorn, pop it in, eat it, and watch some Voltron. It's not going to be too bad. It's pretty quick binge fest rather than the full 13. I'm looking at some stills as well from the show, and it looks pretty good. Supposedly we get to meet some other built-up characters. Well, actually not built up. You know what? Not going to go into it. Hopefully you guys watch Voltron and you watch the last 2 seasons, because they were amazing. The next thing I kind of want to talk about is Matt Groening from The Simpsons. He's got a show that is coming out on Netflix, and it's going to be Game of Thrones-esque. Isn't that crazy? Matt Groening, best known, obviously, for The Simpsons, but as well Futurama. And he seems to have taken a lot of the Futurama cast to, go into the show. And it's, man, this right here is what I live for, especially with the comedy sensibilities of Matt Groening. I loved Futurama. I love Futurama. I love The Simpsons. Of course, later seasons in both shows kind of started spinning out of control. But supposedly this show, which is titled Disenchantment, is set to premiere in 2018. It's going to take stuff from Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, obviously be parody, make mockery and fun of kind of the tropes of the fantasy genre. They've already ordered 20 episodes, and it's going to premiere in like 10 episode chunks. So, and again, it's on Netflix. So they won't have the big Fox overlord trying to stomp your goddamn fucking throat anytime you try to produce something funny, or canceled, not canceled. They can't even make up their minds. Fuck Fox. Okay, maybe not fuck Fox. No, fuck Fox. I fucking hate Fox. All right, I'm done. But supposedly the show will revolve around a hard-drinking princess by the name of Bean. What the fuck is that? What kind of fucking name is that? Well, it's going to be voiced by Broad City star Abby Jacobson. I don't know what the fuck Broad City is, but now I'm going to have to look it up because I got to tell you guys. Broad City. It's on cc.com. Broad City Television, American comedy television series created by the actress herself, Abby Jacobson. It's a web series. It's got 3 seasons, 30 episodes. What else does it got here? It follows Ileana and Abby, 2 Jewish American women in their 20s who experience adventures of carelessness and frivolity in New York City. What the fuck is that? Ileana seeks to avoid working as much as possible while pursuing her relentless hedonism, and Abby tries to make a career as an illustrator, often getting sidetracked into Ileana's schemes. Oh, it's so funny. Comedy Central, I see. So it's a Comedy Central show. It premiered in 2014 and it's still going today. So I don't know anything what I'm talking about. It seems that it's pretty fucking hilarious and I should be watching it. It actually has an 8.4 on IMDb. Although that doesn't mean anything to me. IMDb kind of sucks, but I'm going to have to check it out, especially if this voice actress is going to be working on this Disenchantment show with Matt Groening. That sounds pretty cool. But she's not the only one that's going to be on the show. Supposedly, they're also bringing along Futurama voice actors Billy West, John DiMaggio, Maurice LaMarche. I got to Google Translate that fucking name. And Tress MacNeille. So there you go. So aside from that, her primary companions will include a personal demon voiced by Adult Swim's super weirdo Eric Andre. All right, I can get behind that. I think Eric Andre is kind of funny, and that kind of very jackass, juvenile shit. But he's gonna be an elf. No, I'm sorry. Another guy, Nat Faxon. I don't know who the fuck these people are. Maybe I'm living under a rock, or maybe no one knows who the fuck these people are. Oh, I've seen this face before. I know this guy. What's he done recently? No. Well, he's done Family Guy. Okay. He's been in Mike Tyson Mysteries, The Grinder, Married, Bench. Marry Me, Robot Chicken. He's done a voice for Robot Chicken. I'm going back, man, but I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything that really pops out. Where I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy. Maybe he's got one of those ugly faces that you can't forget. I mean, he's got a pretty bad face. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the teeth. You guys need to see this, but to really appreciate what the fuck this guy looks like. I guess he's fine. Reno 911. Maybe that's where I remember him from. That's probably where I remember him from. His name's gonna be Elfo in Disenchantment. Great. See, they're already starting with the little jabs, the little comedy, the little funny nitpicks, Elfo, ha ha ha, because he's a fucking elf. Great. So let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, that's kind of a 2018 talent line. All right, yeah, so basically they're just fucking talking about how 2018 sounds about right because Matt Groening announced this shit in January of 2016. It takes about 2 years to make this fucking thing, just squirt it out because it's an anime or animation or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's the same thing in Japan, animation, same fucking thing. Don't get me fucking started on that. But yeah, okay. Probably gonna have some guest starring, fucking Lucy Lawless or whoever fucking else they can think of that's ever played in a fantasy. Maybe Elron. Is that fucking L. Ron Hubbard? No. Elron. The fucking elf, man. The elf in this fucking Lord of the Rings. Elrod. That's it. He's probably gonna be there. For sure. He's gotta be there. Hugo Weaving. He's got to play the role. He's got to talk the talk. He's got to do his little magic, and they're going to laugh at him. That's how it is. Or I don't know, some fucking shit. We'll see. This is probably a good thing. I'm pretty sure it's a good thing. They don't have Fox shitting on their plans. They don't have, they don't have also... Basically, Netflix gives you pretty much free rein on to do whatever the fuck you want. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of manic. I'm not really sure what to feel right now, but hopefully this show doesn't get canceled, brought back, canceled again. Fuck everybody. Okay. Final thing. Okay, final thing that I'm even gonna bother talking to you people about. Pyre. Okay. So Pyre, it's a SuperGiant game. It's by the people who made Bastion, who made Transistor, who made what's that other fucking game? Maybe it's just those two. No, it's Bastion, Transistor. Oh, come on now. SuperGiant Games. Who the fuck did they? Bastion, Transistor. Yeah, Pyre. Yeah, this is the third game. Fucking third game, really? Oh, man. Well, anyway, Pyre does not have multiplayer. Online multiplayer. It has multiplayer. You can play with your friends, but you can't fucking play online. How do I feel about that? I feel pretty fine, actually. I don't really give a fuck. You know why? Because SuperGiant Games, they're all about that fucking story. And Pyre seems to be rich, just oozing, bursting, thick with story, you know? And you gotta remember, SuperGiant, sure, they're making a lot of money, okay? Or at least a decent amount of money. Maybe not a lot of money. I don't fucking know how much money. I'm not their fucking bookkeeper. I don't know anything about what they make, okay? But they're an indie studio. It's not like a AAA fucking studio where you could put zombie mode for no fucking reason in a game because zombies were fun once. So basically, SuperGiant's like, listen, guys, making fucking multiplayer is hard. We rather just make a really tight, I'm talking really fucking tight game, okay? With a great story, you know, you get a little versus mode that you can play against the AI, you know, kind of have a little bit of fun, and that's about it. You know, don't worry about the multiplayer. You don't need the multiplayer, all right? And you know what? Maybe in like a year's time, if we make $1 billion on this game, then maybe we'll add an online multiplayer mode in the Game of the Year edition, all right? So you buy the fucking game now, and you gotta also fucking buy it later if you want the multiplayer mode, all right? Well, okay, maybe they're not saying that. Maybe they won't make you buy the fucking other game. Maybe they'll make you buy an expansion or fucking whatever the fuck they want to call it. But basically, you know, maybe that's what the fuck they're gonna do. I don't fucking know what they're gonna do. But what I will say is Pyre looks amazing, has a great story, is doing pretty fucking well on Steam and PS4, I would say. So more power to them. All right, you don't want to put a multiplayer. Can't do it. Too much hang on the servers or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Great. Don't do it. Don't do it. Give yourself a break. Make a really good game. Make it tight. All right, make it polished. Make it real good. And then worry about the multiplayer in a year's time. Makes sense to me. I like it. And hopefully we'll get something out of it in the future. And if you don't know what Pyre is, let me just fucking tell you right now what the fuck Pyre is. Pyre, oh Jesus, Pyre super. It's basically a fucking basketball game, RPG basketball game. Well, or more of a soccer game. You got three on three opponents, and you're trying to get your ball into the other side's hole or whatever the fuck it is, and that's kind of it. As for the story, you're an outcast, you're competing in these rights, and you pretty much want to get to the end of the thing so you can, I don't know, get your fucking wish granted or some fucking shit. But if you want the official synopsis, okay, or whatever, it's a high fantasy setting. You control some fucking exiled from society characters. You got 3 on 3, like I was saying. The reader aids the exiles in their travels. You're in purgatory, so you're actually souls, and you're looking to cleanse your fucking soul because it's filthy. It's disgusting. You're disgusting. You're a disgusting person. And you basically get these on-screen narrative passages with all this text. So it's a little bit of a little whatchamacallit, one of those point and clicks, a little tiny bit. I mean, there's a little bit of that, and then there's, you know, the basketball game, and then, you know, you do the combat system, which is like a 3 on 3 type of match. So, and you're trying to get your ball through these fucking pyres, the flames. You know, there's like at the end of the other person's field. And then you destroy each person's pyre. I believe there's like 3 pyres, and you blow them up with your balls. That's kind of it. Well, there's only one ball. And each character has obviously their own little move and ability, so that way, you know, the game kind of is more dynamic. You have a little fun with it. So that's kind of it, guys. And that's it for me for today. So you leave your comments somewhere, and I'll read them maybe sometime. See you around.